Think history is all boring dates and dusty battles. Think again. The past is a cabinet of curiosities, filled with stories so bizarre, so unbelievable, you'll swear they're made up. But today, we're diving into the absolute, 100% real and downright strange side of history. From dancing plagues to wars against birds, get ready for 8 facts that prove truth is far stranger than fiction. Let's travel back to July 1518 in the city of Strasbourg. A woman named Frau Trophia stepped into the street and started to dance. And she couldn't stop. Within a week, she wasn't alone. Dozens of people had joined her, their bodies moving uncontrollably. Within a month, the number swelled to over 400. They danced day and night without rest. The city officials were baffled. They thought it was hot blood, a supernatural affliction. Their solution: more dancing. They hired musicians and built a stage, hoping to exhaust the dancers. But this only made it worse. People began to collapse from sheer exhaustion, strokes, and heart attacks. Many perished before the strange phenomena finally faded. To this day, we still don't have a definitive answer. Was it mass hysteria, poisoning from a fungus called ergot, or a bizarre religious ritual gone terribly wrong? The dancing plague of 1518 remains one of history's most terrifying and unsolved mysteries. And if you think that's strange, let's talk about the Great Emu War. In 1932, Australia wasn't fighting another nation. It declared war on its own birds. Thousands of emus were migrating across Western Australia, devastating farmlands and eating crops. Desperate farmers, many of them ex-soldiers, petitioned the government for help. The solution? Deploy the military. Major G.P.W. Meredith led a small contingent of soldiers armed with 2 Lewis machine guns and 10,000 rounds of ammunition. They expected an easy victory. They were wrong. The emus proved to be brilliant guerrilla fighters. They were fast. They scattered into small groups, and their tough feathers seemed to deflect bullets. The soldiers expended thousands of rounds with very few results. One officer famously noted, "If we had a military division with the bullet-carrying capacity of these birds, it would face any army in the world." After a few humiliating skirmishes, the military officially withdrew. The emus had won. It's a hilarious and humbling reminder that sometimes nature simply refuses to be tamed. Now, let's sail into the mystery of Sandy Island. For over a century, from the late 1800s well into the 2000s, maps showed a small island in the Coral Sea nestled between Australia and New Caledonia. It appeared on nautical charts, weather maps, and even on Google Earth. It was charted by the famous Captain Cook, so it had to be real, right? Except no one could ever find it. Every ship that sailed to its coordinates found nothing but open ocean. Finally, in 2012, a team of Australian scientists on a research vessel decided to solve the mystery once and for all. They sailed to the supposed location of Sandy Island. They found ... nothing. No land, no reef, not even a shallow patch of water. The ocean was over 4,600 feet deep. The Phantom Island was officially undiscovered. How did it stay on maps for so long? Was it a simple mapping error copied over and over? A pumice raft mistaken for land? We'll likely never know, but for over 100 years, the world believed in an island that never was. Of all the strange events in history, few can match the sheer macabre weirdness of the cadavers that, in the year 897, Pope Stephen VI harbored a deep grudge against his predecessor, Pope Formosus, who had been dead for 9 months. So what did he do? He had Formosus's corpse dug up, dressed in full papal robes, and propped up on a throne in the Basilica of St. John Lateran. A trial began. Stephen VI walked back and forth, screaming accusations at the corpse, charging it with perjury and violating church law. A young deacon was forced to hide behind the throne and speak on the corpse's behalf. Unsurprisingly, the deceased Pope Formosus was found guilty. His papacy was declared null and void. The 3 fingers he used for blessings were cut off, and his body was stripped of its vestments and thrown into the Tiber River. This bizarre spectacle horrified Rome and led to an uprising that saw Pope Stephen VI imprisoned and later strangled. It remains one of the darkest and most grotesque episodes in the entire history of the papacy. Speaking of historical figures, what did Cleopatra really look like? We often picture her as Elizabeth Taylor, glamorous and classically beautiful. But a statue unearthed in Alexandria in 2005 complicates that image. This sculpture depicts a woman with a strong hooked nose and powerful features. A far cry from the delicate beauty of Hellenistic art. What's fascinating is that scholars believe this statue was likely created during the Roman Empire long after Cleopatra's death. This suggests the Romans might have been reimagining her, crafting an image that suited their narrative. Was this how she truly looked? Or was it Roman propaganda to portray her as a formidable, non-traditional ruler? It's a compelling piece of art that makes us question how much of what we know about historical figures is shaped by the storytellers who came after them. History isn't just written by the victors, it's sculpted by them, too. Imagine a disaster movie, but instead of water or fire, the villain is molasses. On January 15, 1919, in Boston's North End, this was a terrifying reality. A massive 50-foot-tall storage tank holding over 2 million gallons of molasses suddenly ruptured. It unleashed a colossal 25-foot-high wave of thick, sticky syrup that surged through the streets at 35 miles per hour. The force was incredible. The wave of molasses buckled the girders of the elevated railway, flattened buildings, and swept up everything in its path. People and horses were trapped in the viscous goo. In the end, 21 people lost their lives, and another 150 were injured. The cleanup was a nightmare, taking weeks to chip and wash away the hardened syrup. Residents claimed they could still smell the sweet, sickly scent of molasses on hot summer days for decades afterwards. The Great Molasses Flood is a tragic, bizarre, and unforgettable chapter in American history. And if you thought the Dancing Plague of 1518 was a one-off, you'd be wrong. Throughout the 16th and 17th centuries, similar dancing manias erupted across Europe, particularly in Holland and Germany. Entire towns would suddenly be gripped by an uncontrollable urge to dance. People would dance for days, sometimes weeks, until they collapsed or died. Just like in Strasbourg, authorities were at a loss. They tried religious exorcisms, forced rest, and even isolation, but nothing seemed to work. Modern scholars have debated the causes endlessly. Was it a form of contagious mass psychogenic illness sparked by extreme stress and social pressure? Or was it linked to religious fervor and the belief in demonic possession? These dancing plagues highlight a profound anxiety and fragility in pre-modern societies, a time when the line between the physical and the psychological was blurred. They remain a haunting reminder of how little we still understand about the strange ways the human mind can work under pressure. So why are we so fascinated by these bizarre historical footnotes? Because they shatter our tidy image of the past. They show us that history wasn't a simple, logical progression of events. It was messy, chaotic, and profoundly human. These stories reveal people who were just like us, anxious, credulous, desperate, and sometimes just plain weird. From fighting emus to putting a corpse on trial, these events remind us that the human experience has always been unpredictable. When we look at the Great Molasses Flood or the Dancing Plague, we see the fragility of life and the power of the unexplained. History is not just a collection of facts, it's a collection of human stories in all their strange and wonderful glory. They echo through time, reminding us that sometimes the truth is the most unbelievable story of all. Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the weird side of history. If you enjoyed this, do not forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more explorations into the strange and forgotten corners of our past. See you next time.